Satnam friends, it's me, Zanjan, the Reiki Bestie, and today we're going to be diving into this week's astrology. Happy Mercury Day, happy Mercury Retrograde, happy Cancer season, happy first of the month. Well, let's take a look at where this week or what this week has in store for us. We just had a full moon in Capricorn on Monday the 29th. Not only did we have the full moon, but we also had oh my goodness, we had Jupiter going into Leo. We also had Mercury going into retrograde in Cancer. So think expansion, think bigger than life, but also with that retrograde energy of like, is this really for me? Is this not really for me? And also thinking about the past, like things, friendships, lovers, whatever that looks like for you. And then on top of it, we have that full moon in Capricorn telling us like, yo, like you need to pay attention to what is really needing to go, what needs to shift, what needs to be taken care of right now. What do we need to pay attention to? Where do we need to redirect our energy so we're able to shift it in order for us to continue to create something that we are wanting to build, right? This is a full moon, so think back at the beginning of the year and seeing like, what have you been building since January? December, around there, the last new moon in Capricorn. So think about what responsibilities, pressure, and emotions are we carrying that are not even ours, right? Or also thinking back at what is it that you need to let go of? Where do you need to forgive yourself? Where do you need to sit down and have those hard conversations with not just yourself, but again, like maybe others, maybe your family dynamic is changing. This is also a time to slow down, and I would definitely recommend for this week to really slow down. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my notes. But this is a week where we want to make sure that we are reflecting and we are working on our reads, because we have a lot of wild energy going on this week. We have, like, basically this whole weekend we have Mars transits, right? We have Mars conjunct Uranus, really bringing that unexpected or maybe breakups. This is also reminding us to allow ourselves to be flexible, to keep an open mind, but also, making sure that you're checking in with yourself before you react to other people and what they're going through. Because again, we're not the only ones going through it. There's others, and sometimes people, they're having it, their situation may be a little bit harder than ours, or maybe they don't know how to navigate those waters. But if you are in that awareness and like, I'm gonna sit this one out, like I'm not gonna go and have this back and forth discussion with you. And then we also have on the 4th Mars sextile Neptune, so really listening to your intuition, being very mindful. Try your hardest to really find that discernment within yourself. So again, not really allowing yourself to fully go head first. Take a step back. If you're able to stay home, I would definitely recommend for you guys to stay home and just kind of sit with yourself. I know it's 4th of July weekend. Some people like to go out. Hey, my recommendation would just be kind of like stay home, be chill. You don't have to go and do all the crazy 5 extra miles, right? And then on July 1st, we also have this Mars trine Pluto. So the planet of aggression versus the planet of, not versus, but like the planet of aggression and like action is making a trine to the planet of destruction, the planet of rebirth. So this is a day where you kind of want to find that motivation and being able to execute things. Like, what is, again, reflecting on the beginning of the week, what has been coming up for you, and how can you maybe transmute that energy to fit differently, or like adapt different habits, or seeing what you've been putting off. So this is a week to really release, and you can work with the full moon energy up into the new moon, right? excuse me. But really sitting with yourself and asking, like, where am I being invited to trust myself more? Where do I have to release? How can I show up more confidently this month and moving forward? This is also, again, that reminder to really sit with yourself, think about your next move, and really allow yourself to just really sit down, analyze things before reacting. Again, with Mercury going retrograde for most of July, you want to really reflect on, again, conversations, emotional healing, family healing, ancestral healing, really tapping into that like inner self. What does your emotional security look like? This is also now playing up the astrologies too. We're also going to be having the nodes again switch into Leo and Aquarius towards the end of the month. So we're kind of wrapping up things also on this Virgo and Pisces axis. So like your belief system, and kind of like being able to be structured as well, just kind of tying up those loose ends, or needing to reflect on like what have you learned this past year and a half, how have these eclipses impacted you, and again going back to like, is what you've been building solid? Is what you've been building ready to continue to move forward? Are you ready to add a new pavement onto the foundation that you have been building from the beginning of the year? Overall, guys, I would definitely recommend to just keep it low key this weekend. Remember, energy just is, but with Mars being in the picture, you can look at it both ways. Work with the energy however that fits for you. But just breathe before you're taking action or taking your next step. So let's go ahead and cleanse our energy super quick. So sit down, get comfortable, maybe placing your hand on your chest, closing the eyes, inhaling deeply, and exhale. Inhale, and inhale. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Last time, inhale deeply and exhale. Beautiful. We're going to be running the cards to see what we need to focus on this week. Actually, let me take them out of the box. I did not take them out of the box. We're going to be going through what we need to focus on this week, what's blocking us, and then what is the advice for this week, as well as what are some self-care rituals that we can do. I would really recommend, transmitting that energy. So if you feel like these bursts of energies, or if you feel like your nervous system is a little dysregulated, I would definitely recommend to doing something physical, getting active, moving the body, get that sweat in. Alright, call upon our angels, our ancestors, our spirit guides, those of benevolent energy. Please allow us to have the discernment for this reading. Please allow us to channel the message. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. What do I need to know for this week? What's blocking us? Okay. What is blocking us? I'm gonna take this one. So 7 is going to be a number. And then we also have the Queen of Pentacles down at the bottom for our overall energy. I feel like getting really grounded, trying to stay as grounded as possible during this, again, Mercury retrograde, all these transits going on. Really allowing yourself to slow down, to get a clear vision. Yeah, to get like a clear visual of like what's coming with you on this next chapter. And then with the number 7, it's just really taking time to be with you, to embody yourself, your essence. What is yours and what is not yours. Some of us may be having hard conversations with men, or the men in our life are kind of having, not like second thoughts, but just kind of having moments to themselves where they're really taking a step back and like analyzing their own life. Again, it's really tying up like loose ends for this upcoming month, this week. Let's see. Yeah, so for sure, grounding ourselves. All right, so for what do we need to focus on right now for this week? We have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the Garden and the Gate, and then we also have movement. With the 7 of Pentacles and the Garden of the Gate coming up, is just kind of reflecting on your labor, kind of like reflecting on, again, the foundation that you've been building, the things that you've been calling into yourself, into your life. Maybe kind of going over your resources and seeing like, where are you leaking energy? Where are you leaking finances? What do you maybe have to cut back on? And then with the Garden and the Gate, it's just kind of giving you that, paying attention to what you have built, how hard you have worked on, and giving gratitude. Sometimes we're so fixated on our end goal, or like meaning X, Y, and Z, that we forget to honor the journey that we've been on. With movement coming up as well with the number 9. Okay, and I want to talk a little bit about the numbers. We have 7, 3, and 9 is like not just in this physical realm, but like in every way possible. How hard you've been working on things. Maybe you've been working on a business. Maybe you have been just working on yourself, doing some healing work, or being able to kind of balance your day-to-day life, and just kind of recognizing like, hey, you know, you're doing a lot better from the beginning of the year. Maybe we still need to do some tweaks, but it's been going and been playing out pretty good so far. With the movement card coming up as well, it's just kind of remembering to move the body, to dance, to just flow with the rhythm. You know, maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel like, okay, like I have been working my ass off and things are not moving. Things are not, they're not taking off. It's like, hold on, let's relax, let's loosen up our joints, let's feel the emotion, let's feel what we're feeling in the moment. And maybe by dancing, maybe by working out, really being able to execute the X amount of energies that is going to be kind of around or there for us to work with astrologically as well. We also have the 8 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands, we have adjacent possibilities, and then we also have the Be Still. And this is what's blocking us. So we have to try our hardest not to burn out. Don't overindulge on stuff. With the adjacent possibilities, it's coming up as a number 6. So paying attention to what you're doing every day. Establishing maybe a routine, especially during this Mercury retrograde. You want to kind of take mental notes or actually write things down and be like, okay, this is what I have to do. this is what I want to do, and kind of being able to make sure that you get everything that you have to do out of the way before you kind of dive into that. I want to do this too. Yes, it's good sometimes to just be like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna leave this for the other day. Expect unexpected things, expect for things to kind of get in the way of you executing that list, but like also prioritizing the importance of things. But again, not burning yourself out where you're just going and going and going and going. With the being still, this is also a reminder of, again, coming back to the body, paying attention to your body, because if you are overdoing it, your body's going to tell you. If this is the season for you to rest, allow yourself to rest, be patient, breathe, most importantly, and just allow things to unfold naturally. I would not recommend for you guys to want to start a new project. I mean, of course, if you want to, that's cool, but really looking at the fine print of things. But with the Be Still card coming up for us to help us get through this block of like, I need to go, 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 it's that reminder of like, hey, taking a moment to give gratitude, taking a moment to sit with yourself and see if this is in alignment with what it is that you're calling in, or what feels right in that moment. And then the advice for this week, we have the Seven of Cups, we have a man holding a heart, and then we also have positive affirmations for self-care advice. With the Seven of Cups coming up, it's like, baby, right now it's giving you the opportunity to again reflect on what it is that you want. With this cup energy coming up, like you can see in all of the cups, like you have things that you want, you know, you have everything. Now it's like, what more can you possibly want? Sit with yourself and really reflect on like what is going to come with you on this next chapter of life. And it's also crazy because we're in the 7th month of the year. So again, bringing back to like this midpoint check-in of like, if what you started off this year, the mindset, the goals, the projects, the friends, the relationship, if what you started on is still filling up your cup, and then also like seeing and tweaking what is coming with you and what is not coming with you, really reflecting on that, honoring it. With the man holding a card, we may be having possibly like an ex come up again to tie loose ends. If this is someone that you have been on and off with and you guys are ready to, you know, get on to the next chapter, that's cool. Reflect, review things, and see and test the waters if you want to. Again, Mercury is retrograde in Cancer, so of course it's going to be bringing back old feelings, but sometimes it comes up, or this person comes back around again to see if you've already learned the lesson that you're meant to be learning. But also with a man holding your heart, some of us may be coming up a little bit more vulnerable, having those conversations with other people. And this could also come up as like having those really deep healing relationship conversations, right? With positive affirmations coming up, as well as the self-love, self-care cards. This is just that beautiful reminder to speak love and light over yourself and protection, because again, you have this 7 of Cups energy where it's like, what is happening right now matters. What you're taking and carrying forward still matters. Even though we're in this retrograde season, it still matters, right? It still matters of how you're going to deal with that energy. What habits are you going to establish? What new things, what new routines, what are you cutting off? What are you not cutting off? It matters because we're at that midpoint of the year where it's like, are we going to continue to be in the same cycle, or are you ready to move forward? I'm just going to leave it at that. That's beautiful. But I would recommend for you guys to keep an eye out on the number 7. 7. Yeah, 7 comes up on all of them. 7 and 6. And really, again, coming back, tying up, paying attention to the details, emotional details. You know, are you lonely, and or is it because this is meant to be? So really paying attention to that, trusting yourself, and really stepping into that confidence and honoring yourself, honoring that inner confidence, that inner warrior on this next step and these next couple of days, month, year, right? So I hope this makes sense. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe send it to somebody that needs to hear this message. If this message resonated with you, please let me know. Also, goodness, I will be, don't forget to subscribe because there will be more videos where this came from. Check out the other videos. We have guided meditations. And I will be back with you guys soon. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. And